And then in your basic stance with the feet spread out about hip width, toes are released and relaxed. Sweet relaxation all the way up through the full length of legs. Bring the hips in neutral. We can lift through the rib cage just an inch or two. Bring the shoulders forwards and up. Bring them back and down. Bring the shoulder blades together. Slide them down your back. Bring the chin into alignment with the rest of the spine. Crown of the head to the sky. Tailbone to the ground. Deep, nourishing breath in. Breathing in a way that perhaps you haven't done all day. Perhaps you haven't done it for a long time. And as you breathe out, breathing out fully. And breath, really so much the essence of life, isn't it? And just as the breath restores and replenishes us, and just as the wind spreads the seeds for new opportunities, new development and growth. Let the breath restore you. If you have an intention you'd like to set tonight in your dancing, feel free to go ahead and do that now. So bring your hip out to one side, out through the other side. Coming back in through center. We're going to warm up through our waist. As your hip comes out, you're going to add that extra bend through your knee as the hip comes out over that knee. And it's going to allow this even deeper release through here. So you're going to start with that movement small and gradually make it bigger from there. And then let's take that movement up to our rib cage. So now we're going to anchor through our low half. If you remember those anchoring muscles, those three main muscle groups through the low half. So just as a refresher to that, just quickly then through lower legs, you're going to engage through your calf muscles. Engage through upper legs, through your thighs. Focus on your upper thigh. Visualize contracting through upper thigh, and that's going to help you release and relax the knees. And then through pelvic floor, engaging through those muscles and all stabilizing. And we can bring this movement into figure of 8 now. Just allow it to flow. The energy flows all the way to fingertips. Let that be the breath extended out in a visual form. Here, just enjoy releasing through your hips. Let them sway maybe upwards, one side to the other. Let's really get those moving through there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And bring that into a slide horizontally now this time, bringing in that technique we just spoke about. Anchoring through low half, let's move through the upper half. Figure of 8. Then we have that circle of the hips. We're going to bring the hip out to the side, bring it back. Hips out to the side. Bring that movement forwards. You're going to keep your hips in a neutral position with the tailbone facing gently towards the ground. Don't force that movement, but just let that be your aim and gradually guide your hips in that neutral position. Well done. Yes? Aiwa. Try the other way. We're going to slide the hip out to the side. And so as we do this movement and movements we did a moment ago, slide through the low half. for example, we're going to keep our upper half steady in that anchoring technique. And so just give you a little moment to think. If you've been following the course of classes to this point, then just have a little bit of a think about what are the muscles we're using through our upper half to help stabilize and hold us steady. If you want to, as we're here, we can bring our hands into this position here. You might know this, if you're a yogi, you might know this as Namaste, or in belly dance, perhaps refer to as genie pose. Just bring the hip the other way. So I'm going to answer for you in the comments on YouTube what the muscles of the upper half are that we're utilizing there. And so coming into the center here, help yourself to a little spot of hydration if you would like one. Always a really good idea to keep the muscles topped up, you know me, I love all that. And so, yeah, definitely an advocate of that. And so, last time, if you remember, and you can have a little look back on YouTube at the previous session, that's available for you now in super high definition. It looks amazing. Lovely to share that quality with you all. And so, we had to look at those gorgeous figure of 8 movements through both the hips and the upper half, so your hips and your rib cage. So let's just do a little bit of a refresher of that. First of all, let's look at a horizontal figure of 8 through your hips. So we talk about it being this figure of 8 motion, or like this, but actually for me it's more of an infinity sign. So you took that figure of 8, you turned it on its side, so it's here now, or this way. And then what you did with this horizontal one is you took that and you flipped it down onto the ground. And then from there, what you're going to do is imagine stepping into the center of that large 8 or infinity sign. And we're going to trace that movement out with our hips. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to twist through our waist. You're going to use that anchoring technique through the upper half. And then you're going to slide on diagonal. So you're going to bring one hip forwards. Let me bring my right hip forwards here. And then you're going to slide diagonal forwards. So it's like that slide motion we did a moment ago, only this time it's diagonal. And you're going to push your hip out and round with this twist of the waist. So you're using external obliques, the muscles of the waist. A little bit of back and belly in there as well, to bring your hip towards the back corner of the room. And then this time we're going to slide diagonally forwards, keeping the upper half facing forwards. And then we're going to bring it all the way around to this side. So here we can slide and twist, slide and twist, slide and twist, slide, twist. Slide, twist, slide, twist, slide, twist, slide, twist. Trying that a little bit faster if you want to, if you feel ready for that. Otherwise, you can just enjoy that at that slower pace. Tune into what your body would like to receive from you right now. Would it like for you to do this movement nice and big and full, releasing? Or would it like to be just quite small, gently soothing, gently rocking through the hips almost? I'll let you decide what works best tonight or today, whatever time it might be as you're doing this. It's so amazing to be such a global community now as well. Let's bring the hip back. And it is a dance of the world. It's absolutely a world dance. Most people associate belly dance with the Middle East, with Egypt particularly, but there are so many parts of the world who have a similar, if not the same practice. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what you might notice that we did there was we reversed that movement. So this time we're sliding the hip back, bring it all the way around towards the front. Twist, slide, 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 twist, twist, twist. Woo! Upper half nice and steady, facing forwards. And by keeping the upper half nice and still as you do that movement, not only do you really focus, if you say you have an audience, they're really focused on that one particular part of the body. It creates this illusion of isolation, although we know we're using the entire body to produce that movement. But the other thing that it does, not only does the aesthetic feel more refined, but it actually, in terms of the benefits that you receive from that movement, it's more profound as well, because your body always seeks to use the stronger muscles in any movement. But here what you're actually doing is, in fact, retraining your body and those neurological pathways in the brain to fire different muscles that perhaps you don't use as much in everyday life. So it's really, really toning and strengthening, but it's also on a deeper neurological level. We're getting all sciencey now, aren't we? Wow. It's really, really healthy, really health boosting. Let's consciously make that nice and small now. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just notice how that feels in comparison. We're using this nice framed arm here. You could do something else if you like. Let's bring the hip forwards back now. Forwards back, forwards back, forwards back, forwards, 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 forwards. Wow. So that is your figure of 8, horizontal figure of 8 in the hips. We also have had fun with figure of 8 through the rib cage here. So I want you to imagine that you've got this big gigantic vase of water on your head, or gin and tonic, or whatever works for you. But you don't want to spill a drop, okay? No matter how refreshing that might be right now, we're not going to spill a drop. We're going to keep that on our head, and then what you're going to do is you're going to bring that figure of 8 horizontal through your rib cage. So first of all, we're going to twist through our rib cage on diagonal, and then you're going to slide, just like we did in that chest slide at the beginning there, and then you're going to come all the way around towards the back. In that back corner there, now we've got space to slide forwards, and we can trace our way around the other side. So you've got 2 actions going on. You're sliding diagonal and you're twisting round from your waist after that. You've got that anchoring movement going on through your low half now. You're going to slide, twist, slide, twist, slide, twist, slide, twist. So your hips are probably going to move a little bit, but keep your hips nice and still, and let that movement come from your entire rib cage. So this is where the biggest part of the movement's happening, down in your low section of rib cage. Well done. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Wow. Let's try reverse that. You're going to slide back, twist forwards, slide back, twist forward. So last time we asked the question, why does one direction of that 8 feel more natural than the other? Just notice how each feel at the moment. And I'm going to answer that for you. Let's take that the other direction now. We're going to slide forwards, twist, forwards, twist, forwards, twist, forwards, twist. And then take it back the other direction. All right, so help yourself to a little spot of hydration. That was amazing. So one of the reasons that you're going to have one direction feels more natural to you than the other, well, usually we have one side of the body feels more natural than the other side of the body. That's normal. That usually depends on what side dominant you are. Most of us are dominant either on our right side or the left side. There's very few people who are equally dominant on both sides of their body. And just depending on the way that your brain is wired. Pretty fascinating topic. Could talk about that for a long time, but let's not. The other factor that you've got happening within belly dance, and it seems to be very apparent within belly dance, perhaps more so than lots of other movement practices. If you take running, for example, you're going in one direction, you're going forward. It's kind of natural to the human condition, want to go forward. But within belly dance, we explore all directions of movement. And I think it's one of the reasons, perhaps, on a psychological level, if you look at it, it's one of the reasons why I think it can be a very healing art form, because you're moving into your past as well as moving into your future. I'll just let you play with that concept and have a little think of that after class. And so one of the reasons then is the way that we're moving forwards in this figure of 8 here. Most people report that the forward slide and twist round to the back feels most natural to them. And I think it's most likely that throughout your day, you do more movements that are like this, like, oh, I'll pick up that there. Oh, that phone's ringing. Oh, where's my laptop? Oh, read this book. You don't do so many that are kind of coming back like this. You maybe do that towards the end of the day, but it's not something we spend our entire day doing, kind of bringing your rib cage back like this. Maybe if you're avoiding something, possibly. So it's an interesting one just to consider the physiological and the psychological benefits of belly dance. It's a topic that is really amazing. It makes me very excited. Perhaps we'll do a workshop specifically on that at some point. All right, let's come into our basic stance then. That was amazing. Well done. Let's now, from here, we're going to pick up this drop through our knees, one side then the other, as we begin to move into shimmy. We're going to drop, 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 drop. Make sure your hips are in neutral there. They're tucked right under. Drop, 2, 3, 4, drop, 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 drop. Here we go. We can bring that on a single leg. So what we did was we shifted the weight there onto a single leg. Woo! Enjoy that sensation as you lift and lower, and you're allowing your own body weight to release the hip down. Let's cross to the other side. Shift your weight. And again, the hips are in neutral there. Yes. Drop. 2, 3, 4. Nice. Into center once more. Feet are parallel. Your weight is evenly distributed. I thought it was just yesterday that I was losing the ability to form sentences, but that seems to have carried on over into today. Who knows what that's about? So let's keep the feet on the floor. You might feel this tendency to lift your heels off the ground. Usually that means you've got a little bit of excess tension through your calf muscles. And if you have the heel lifting, don't worry about that too much. Gradually over time, the calf muscles are going to recalibrate in balance, in harmony with the rest of your system, just through the practice of these movements themselves and the lovely stretch that we enjoy at the end as well. So the more that you do these movements, the more that you can do them. So that's a basic Egyptian shimmy through your hips. We're utilizing the knee as the lever for that movement. If you don't have a big bend to your knee, you can't really go anywhere with your hip. Bend to your knees and you've got all of this space to move. Have a play about with that. No bend to your knees, like rigid, it's stuck. Bend through your knees deep, sit down into it, hips are neutral. It's right here. Woo! So last time, just whilst you enjoy that sensation through your body there, last time we had a little bit of a venture into the world of traveling. It was just a tiny little introduction into the world of traveling within belly dance. And I spoke about how I think it's really, really important to begin that journey right at the beginning. As with any journey that involves some movement. So we're here. So one of the things within traveling in belly dance is it can either be folkloric, traditional, very purposeful and very noticeable gear changes in your step. The other thing that it can be is really smooth and almost invisible, as if you're gliding across the floor. So let's just bring our hands out to the side for now. Relax your shoulders, and we're not going to worry too much about the technique or the positioning of hands and arms. We're just going to use our arms to frame and to help stabilize what we're doing. So let's go in first of all for one of those very obvious gear changes, and it's visible, the gear change. It might have a slight bob up and down, so you're going to step 2, 3, 4, step 2, 3, bring it back again, step 2, 3, 4, step 2, 3, 4. Lovely. And then let's have a little shot of, well, let's focus a little bit more on that sliding, gliding technique just now. So we're here, and we're going to almost glide across the floor without lifting our feet. So you're going to allow your foot just to brush across the floor, place the heel down, brush through the ball of the foot and the toes and place your heel down. I mentioned last week that foot gloves are really, really a wonderful idea for protecting your feet, also for protecting your knee joint in the art of belly dance, and various other benefits that they bring. But I would definitely recommend wearing something like foot gloves. It can make it easier for that gliding technique. Let's bring it back. And I've had a double check, and I do have all sizes of those in stock at the moment. You can pop a little comment on social media, on YouTube, and I can send you the link. So we got this gliding motion. Maybe bring your hands down even. Try that. Now what I want you to do this time is, as you travel back and forwards, try and keep it really, really smooth so that you can't see the change of gear. You can't see, let's bring it forwards. So if you only have a very small space to work in, you could just take the tiniest of steps. This works beautifully, whether it's a big gliding step or a tiny little one. And so, you want to imagine that you're driving a car and you don't want your passenger to notice any changes in gear. So if I do this to the side, you'll see what we're achieving here. I'll do it this way. Nice. And so that differs from the first one in that the first one was definitely an edgy, almost more of a staccato movement. Step, 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 step. We could pop a drop of the hip on top of that if that feels good for you. Drop, 2, 3, 4, drop, 2, 3, 4, drop. Well done. Drop, 2. Try the other one. Glide, 2, 3, 4. Glide, 2, 3, 4. Bring it back, 2, 3, 4. From the side, we got the first one. 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2. Bring it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2. And the second one. Woo! Seem to be traveling very fast this time. 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2. Forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring yourself into center. Well done. Amazing. Help yourself to some hydration. So that is the technique of traveling within belly dance. And there is a definite technique to it. And it's something that often people don't give so much thought to. And often we learn all these series of movements, you know, circles and drops and eights and camels and everything. But when you come to play with those movements in your own time, you know, whether it's in your own house or wherever you happen to be, often people struggle to actually link them together because you didn't focus on any aspect of how to go about that. So we're building in that traveling element right from the very, very beginning so that it becomes second nature. And then what you'll find is as you're waiting on the kettle boiling for your cup of tea or you're walking through the hall, you'll find yourself going into one movement and then the other, and it'll just all happen for you. Maybe not immediately. And don't get frustrated if it doesn't, because it's all part of that amazing journey. Let's pop on some music and have a lovely releasing stretch down. So I thought what we would do is enjoy that releasing stretch with an element of movement in there as well. I'm going to pop on this piece of music here called Breathing Space. It's really lovely. Wow, that was so gorgeous. Bring the hip out towards the side. Bring it back. And allow that to release through your back. Bring the hip out to the side. Bring it forwards. And there's this gentle stretch for abs when you come to the front. Let's bring it out to the side this time. Bring it around the other way. And you can allow this gentle forward fold to appear. And out towards front. Let's go in for another one of those. And as you bring the hips back, perhaps coming into deeper forwards fold as you release your hands in front of you. And bring it all the way out to the other side. And then all the way around the reverse direction. Nice. Look at that figure of 8 motion. Let that be a nice soothing movement, calming through your entire system, your entire being. Deep breath in. Lengthen all the way up towards the sky, crown of the head to the sky, tailbone and feet connect with the ground. And then release that. We can frame belly and face. We can cross one leg over in front and really begin to lengthen through your waist. Enjoy that sensation of increasing flexibility. Deep breath in, breathing out. Bring it all the way around towards the other side. Lengthening all the way through there, waist, gently through back and belly. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, bring it back into center. You can roll movement through shoulders, rolling one shoulder back and then the other. And here we're going to step one foot back, press your heel into the ground, bring this leg forwards, keep the hips in neutral. Picking up that gentle lunge through the legs. Deep breath here. Breathing out, coming back into center. And onto the other side, step that foot back. Press the heel into the ground. Picking up that gentle lunge through your front leg. Good. Feel that ease. Deep breath here. Just take a moment to allow your body to move in a somatic way that feels good for you, your own inner knowing guiding you. Let that movement be your own medicine. Maybe explore that space with your hands and your arms. Enjoy the creativity of coming down from mind into body even deeper. You could circle the hips around, nice big wide circle. And to the other side. And next time, we're going to enjoy having a look at movement that involves a twist through the waist, bringing the hips forwards and back, and building that up into the most delicious Moorish shimmy. And I'll tell you about that next time. Bring your hands all the way up overhead. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to like, subscribe, and hit notifications so you can be informed of when the next video goes up. If you'd like to support the creation of these videos, remember you can head along to patreon.com/Little Egypt Studio, where you'll find a community of other enjoyers of these videos. See you soon. Bye.